Philadelphia is a city full of charm and character. But is it really the right place for you? Is it the right place for you? Well, right now we're going to get into talking about top 5 pros of living in Philadelphia. And don't worry, I'm going to do a top 5 cons too, so make sure you check out the next video. Anyway, welcome. Hello. Welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my contact info is right below. Chris GRISWOLD, eXp Realty, Chris the Realtor. Like I said, contact below. And today we're going to talk about one of America's most historic cities. Really seriously, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Known for its iconic landmarks, delicious food, vibrant culture. Philly has so much to offer, but like any city, it has its ups and downs. Yes, ups and downs. But today we're going to talk about the 5 ups. That's really what we're here for. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the amazing pros living in the incredible city of Philadelphia. Number 1 is real simple. Big town amenities, small town vibes. Probably one of my favorite things about Philadelphia is that you can really just get in there, kind of get rid of the hustle and bustle that goes on in the city of Philadelphia. Get a great little row home, drive down the street, and next thing you know, it's like you don't even feel like you live in the city. It's a perfect blend, big town amenities and those small, cozy, small town vibes. Imagine you have access to all the perks of a bustling metropolis while enjoying the charm and intimacy of a smaller community. That's what Philadelphia has to offer. You get world-class museums like Philadelphia Museum of Art. Yes, Philadelphia Museum of Art. You've all seen the movie, the Rocky movie, where he runs up the steps. Yes, that's where the statue is. You kind of get that big vibe. By the way, they moved the statue. It used to be the bottom of the stairs. Now I believe they moved it up to the top of the stairs. And just so you know, that's a lot of steps to get top of this. So if you're thinking like you're out of shape, you might want to think twice about walking up those steps. But I say give it a go. Now, if you think you're in shape, you might think about it twice too going up those steps, because they're real small and they are crazy many of them to go up there. So now it might be that you have, like I talked about before, the row house with the neighborhoods, each with its unique flavor and tight-knit community. I will give you a quick story. My mom used to live right in South Philly. She used to live right on 3rd and Durford, yes. She was 2 blocks away from Oregon Avenue. And she lived on one of those streets. It was amazing in the aspect of as soon as you pulled into her street, you wouldn't know you lived in the city of Philadelphia. It was one of those real tight streets. You parked on one side and you had just enough room to get your car through there. In fact, the trash people actually have to have a special little trash truck that goes down the street of her street. That's how tight it was. But as soon as you pulled in there, yes, it was a pain to park. It's a kind of a con living in a tight little community row home. It's a pain in the butt to park, but that's all of Philadelphia. We'll talk about that later. But seriously, you pulled into her street, you wouldn't even know you lived in Philadelphia. In the wintertime, you have Christmas lights hanging from building to building. So when it was snowing, the lights were on, you came home from a hard day of work, you pulled onto your street. I'm telling you, all your troubles just kind of melted away. And you're like, wow, I live in Philly. You wouldn't know that by living in this street. So keep that in mind when you're looking at houses in Philadelphia. Yes, it's craziness. It's a lot of traffic, a lot of honking and yelling at people when you're driving down Broad Street. But as soon as you turn down the little side street, you wouldn't even know it. And that's one of the beautiful things I like about living in Philadelphia. You have the access to everything big, but at the same time, you have access to anything that's also small. For example, your house. You know, don't forget that Philadelphia is called the city of brotherly love for a reason. Neighbors know each other and a strong sense of community. Again, I can tell you people that live in South Philly, it's crazy. Some of them don't even have driver's license. It's kind of like New York City. A lot of people don't have driver's license in New York City, in case you didn't know that. But in Philadelphia, it's like that, a lot of like that too. Especially like in South Philly, they take buses everywhere. I know people that live in South Philly have never been past Spring Garden. Now, if you're not from Philadelphia, you'll learn where Spring Garden is. It's past Center City. Some of them have never left South Philly for whatever reason, never had traveled outside of the state because they've stayed there. That's kind of what you get. You get the big city vibe, the small town vibe. Now, if you want the excitement of the big city, you still have that opportunity because you can take a quick Uber, quick Lyft to get there right in Center City. So that's the beauty of living in a big town, a small town vibe like Philadelphia. Number 2, affordable housing and living. Now let's talk about this. The most compelling reasons of living in Philadelphia, one of the compelling reasons why people move to Philadelphia is the cost of living. Now we're gonna compare that with like New York City, for example, where the cost of living is very high. But in Philadelphia, it's not the same. And that's why you see a lot of people now, more and more. I've had clients myself, they work in City. Some of them work in New York City and they actually live in Philadelphia, take the Amtrak train right up to New York City when they work. Keep that in mind. That's a great thing. You can do that. Take the Amtrak train, take the regional rail, you take it from 30th Street Market Station, catch the Amtrak, take it right into Penn Center. But then you from there, take a cab, wherever you gotta go. There are people that do that. There are also people who are remote workers that live in New York City, decided that, listen, I wanna buy a house. I make good money, but not good New York City money. So what do? Say, you know what, I'm working remote. Might as well work remote from Philadelphia. Again, what we talked about before, big city vibe, small town feel. So what's the difference? We're talking about a cost of living that's 60.6% cheaper than New York City. That's huge. We'll round it up to 61%. So basically, comparing to live in New York City to Philadelphia, you're talking about 61% cheaper to live in Philadelphia. Now, if you are a little skeptical about those numbers, let me dig into that a little bit more. Keep in mind, Philadelphia is the 6th largest city. I say 5th, but a lot of people say 6th. It goes back and forth. We're gonna say 5th largest city for the case of this video. The numbers really back it up, so let's break it down. As of 2023, the median home value in Philadelphia is significantly lower. I will tell you in 2025, actually the median home price right now has dropped a little bit because of the state of the market, because the high interest rates, it's dropped about $250,000. Yes, you get a nice three bedroom, sometimes 2 full bath row home in Philadelphia for about $250,000. Obviously, if you have a bigger budget, you want to go higher, you can do that too, that exists. A little bit of lower, yes, those homes exist too. But keep in mind, compare that to a 3-bedroom in New York City. You tell me what the price is in New York. Go ahead, go on Zillow, go on those websites, Google, and let me know what the home price is for a 3-bedroom, 1,100 square foot house, 2 full bath in New York City. Compare that to Philadelphia. I promise you, you're gonna see a huge difference. Now, if you're looking to rent too, and I will say this, rents have gone up in Philly, gone up quite a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. Still cheaper than New York City, and they're bigger too. Trust me, I've seen those apartments in New York City they charge $2,200 for. It's not even, they call it a 1-bedroom apartment. It's not even a studio. It's like a little hole, like a little area where you can put your bed, and your bathroom and your kitchen are all in the same room. Right on top of each other. Like, oh, I'm cooking food. Let me turn around and go to the bathroom right behind me. You don't really see that in Philadelphia, especially at those prices you have in New York City. Here in Philadelphia for $2,300, you could actually want to rent out a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2 full bath house, sometimes apartment too, depending on where you want to live. You can be in Center City for $2,300, I could tell you that. Again, cheaper living compared to New York City, Washington, D.C. Moving on. So let's move on real quick to everyday expenses. I also talked about the fact that Philadelphia is 6% below average on groceries. Now, I would say 6%, depending again on the way we are now economically. It might be a little bit more than that, but we're still, I promise you, the eggs are cheaper in Philly than they are in New York City any day. I'll take Philly eggs, compare them to New York City eggs price-wise, and you'll see Philly eggs are way cheaper. I'm talking about eggs just because, kind of doing an example here. Affordability also extends out to Philadelphia nightlife. Things are cheaper. Yes, drinks are a little bit cheaper in Philly. Not by much by New York City standards, but they are cheaper, I can promise you that. Same thing goes for food. Doesn't matter if it's the dine or drive-in food or your high-end 5-star restaurants. It's cheaper to eat in Philadelphia, in case you didn't know. Compare that to New York City. Not only that, on top of that, our sales tax is only 6%, and New York City, 8.875%. I'm not giving New York City a hard time. I love New York City. Been there many times. In fact, I was born outside of New York City, 3 hours away. Different story. I'm a New York State person at heart. I moved down here in 1999, and I can tell you things are way cheaper. Have always been, and probably will continue to be cheaper here than they are in New York City, Washington, D.C., Boston. Again, talking about the city of Philadelphia compared to New York City. Yes, we have Major League Baseball. We have NHL. We have NFL. Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl. Go Eagles, right? Remember that. When was the last time the Giants won the Super Bowl? Well, it's been a few years, trust me. I wouldn't know. In fact, Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls compared to the Giants. These are 37% cheaper in Philadelphia compared to New York City. Number 3, prime location. I can't talk about it this enough. Like I mentioned before, I'm a transplant myself. I moved back here in 1999, and I got into real estate about 2006, by the way. In case you didn't know, got any problems, call me, text me, send me an email. Don't send me smoke signals if you want to reach out to me. But seriously, number 3, prime location. One of the things I absolutely love about Philadelphia is how close you are to everything. You are a 2-hour drive to Baltimore City if you want to go there, have some lobster, check out the aquarium down there. Amazing. You're about a 2-hour away drive to Washington, D.C. About an hour and a half, 2-hour drive to New York City. The beautiful part is that not only you don't have to drive, you can take the train. Like I said before, go to 30th Street Market Station, which is the big train station in Philadelphia. It's the Amtrak right there. There are different deals. Yes, they got first class, business class, and they also have for us middle class people, regular class train tickets that you can get. You jump on the train, and it drops you off at Penn Center Station. You could literally leave here at 9 o'clock in the morning, be in Times Square by 11:30, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. And it's the same thing. You can take the train here to DC within 2 hours. You can be out there looking at the White House as a tourist, okay? That's the beautiful thing about Philadelphia. That's why a lot of people, when they realize the cost of living is important to them, they look at the location. You know what we say in real estate, location, location, location. Well, you have that right here in Philadelphia. Location, you're close to everything. In fact, if you want to go north and go to the Pocono Mountains for some skiing, you can do that too. That's the beautiful thing about living here. You can be, if you want to go check out a baseball game in New York City, no problem. Get your tickets online, get your train tickets online, and next thing you know, you're in New York City enjoying yourself. It's the same thing if you want to go check out the Nationals game. I don't know anybody wants to check out a Nationals game. So you want to spend the day in Washington, D.C., easy enough, jump the train here. In 2 hours, you can be in Washington, D.C., checking out the sights and sounds of our capital of the United States. Now, if you're craving some beach time, you're about an hour and 15 minutes away from the Jersey Shore. In fact, if you want to check out some more fun, go check out the beach in Atlantic City. While you're there, you can check out all the casinos in Atlantic City. If you want to do a little gambling, spend the night, have a good time, you can do that. And also, in fact, you have some great shows that happen over in Atlantic City within like an hour and 15 minutes from Philadelphia. Jump on 95, jump on the 420, I think it is, on the New Jersey, and boom, you're right into, you drive right into Atlantic City. And on top of our location, not only you have access to New York City, Atlantic City, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. You want something different? You want something more mellow? Want something totally different? Check out Pennsylvania's Amish country. You're about an hour and a half away from Lancaster. Just drive on up there, and I'm telling you, it's a whole different world there. Yes, you got Amish people on horse and buggies. You'll be sitting at a traffic light. It happened to me not too long ago. I forgot about it. I've been there many times. I was sitting at a traffic light going to a conference, and I was sitting there, and next thing you know, I'm at a red light, and here comes a horse and buggy just crossing the road. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I'm in Amish country. The food, by the way, the food there is amazing. The food is really good. Like, yeah, there's some amazing diners, some amazing restaurants up there. Listen, you're looking for 5-star, Amish place is not the place to go. But if you look at some good soul comfort food, Amish place is the way to be. And it's just amazing stuff to see up there. Got some great thrift shops, some great sights and sounds, amazing things to see up there. The countryside is beautiful up there. I always tell people in the fall time, gets a little bit chillier, head up to Amish country. You're gonna see some cool things when you go up there. We talked about the location. So what is next? Yes, let's talk about the weather here. Yes, we have all 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. We have them all 4 of them. But I will tell you, the weather here is a little crazy. It's a little tricky. I'm gonna use this year, basically going into winter time. Yes, we get snow. I'm from upstate New York. When I tell you upstate New York gets snow, they get snow. I've seen it snow in upstate New York in the first week of May. I've seen it have a snowstorm on Halloween. You don't see that here, okay? Usually if we get any snow, we might get a snowstorm or maybe like 2 or 3 inches of snow around December. That's usually what happens. Now, last few years, I will tell you, Christmas has not been a white Christmas. Usually if we get any snow is January, February. I will also tell you, sometimes we'll get walloped with 12 inches. I've seen snowstorms from 12 to 16 inches right here in Philadelphia. But I will tell you, it's very seldom. The last 4 or 5 winters, we've had a few snowstorms, 3 to 4 inches, 6 to 8 inches maybe. But other than that, that's all you're gonna get. And you might get 3 or 4 of those, so keep that in mind. So winter, now if you want more snow or wanna go skiing, like I mentioned before, Pocono Mountains is the way to go. Hour-and-a-half trip up to the mountains there, you can do some skiing. And by the way, you're not that far from the New York mountains. Even though you live in Philadelphia, you can go up there and do some skiing up there in Adirondacks. Now, spring is a little funky. Like right now, when I'm filming this, it's springtime. It's 80 degrees out and it's like end of April. Now it'll be 80, 85, and then it'll drop down to 60. In fact, 2 weeks ago, we were well below. It was like at nighttime, it was 32 degrees. So we do get that, but then it goes right into summertime. And yes, it gets a little hot and muggy here. I will tell you, we'll get a little 95 here and there. A lot of humidity going on, so we'll have that. But then, not good weather to hang into. I always say, if you're looking for decent weather, you can put up with April, cool, and then you go right into May, June, July, August, September. You still got decent weather. Not that hot. Well, July gets pretty hot, I should say that, but it's decent weather. If you like some humidity, you're getting that. You like the heat, you're getting that. But even in September, even into October, it's nice weather. 60, 65 in October is not unheard of. Then you get into November, usually drops and gets pretty cold. So you will see some winter times here. You'll see some summer times. Now, like I said before, and I will tell you too, spring in Philly is really beautiful. You have blooming trees. Yes, we have cherry blossom trees here. The summer brings an awesome atmosphere in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of music festivals, just a lot of festivals all around. The city of Philadelphia is pretty happening in the summertime. I will tell you that. So keep an eye on that. A lot of free stuff to do. I always talk about Philly has a lot of free things you can do. New York City does too, if that's what you want to compare it to. You can just go to New York City and people watch all day. We got some crazies out there, but Philly is great with the restaurants, the diners, the mom and pop shops to go visit in the summertime. It's pretty awesome in the summer and the spring around here. Last one, education. Philadelphia is blessed. I will say blessed. I come from upstate New York, but we only had about 1 or 2 colleges. The city of Philadelphia is blessed with some amazing colleges around here. A lot of people come here. I have families that actually buy houses here. And what they do is they buy houses just for kids to live in. They will do that. They'll bring their friends. They're probably going to Temple. So what they'll do is they'll buy a 4-bedroom house, put their friends in there, and they kind of take it from there. A hub for academic opportunities. Well, we might not have the educational clout, as you say, in Boston. Sorry, but our options are pretty freaking impressive over here. We do have the Big 5, as we call it. LaSalle University, my alma mater. Listen, you can't go wrong with LaSalle. Graduated from there, proud graduate. We also have the University of Pennsylvania, St. Joe's University, Temple University, Villanova University. They all offer great opportunities. And by the way, got some pretty good sports programs too. Temple's pretty well known for the aspect of football. You also have Villanova and St. Joe's are known for its basketball. So you have those aspects that are sitting there just waiting for you. So if you're thinking about moving here and you're looking at colleges as a future thing for you and your family, you can't go wrong with Philly with the different aspects of what they have in college-wise. So there you have it. Top 5 pros of living in Philadelphia. Like I said before, the city that offers big time amenities, affordable housing, prime location, all 4 seasons, great education. When it comes to colleges, you can't go wrong. That's why a lot of people move here from different cities, different areas, different states. Now that's a wrap on those 5. As always, as I said before, if you want to watch more videos, yes, I'm going to do 5 cons video. Make sure you check that out. Also, if you need any help with anything, hit me up. My contact info is here. Subscribe, like the button, hit any of those buttons. Don't hit that button. Don't hit whatever you do, don't hit that. Hit this button. Yeah, the one with the thumb. Subscribe. If you want more amazing content, make sure you check out the next video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.